Almost everyone in the world has heard of SeaWorld, if not have seen it firsthand. But what a lot of people fail to understand or realize is the issues that come with orcas and wild animals being in captivity and being their entertainment. SeaWorld's animal captivity is an issue and causes stress and premature death among the animals and orcas themselves, along with the harm and death sometimes of trainers, and also health issues and deformities in the animals themselves. At the end of my speech, you will be able to understand some of the reasons why animal captivity, especially in SeaWorld, is wrong. Although when you watch an orca showcase at SeaWorld, it seems like they're having a lot of fun and they're really happy creatures, in fact, that's not true, and they're actually really stressed out in their habitat. Due to the unfortunate living situation and living circumstances, in small pools, it causes them major stress and issues and premature death. A lot of this is due to frustration and actual hunger because of them being overworked. A project by the Orca Project Corporation data, they revealed that 75% of orcas have died from heart disease and pneumonia. And that is not something that happens in the wild. And also, an 18-year-old orca was found dead, and the cause of death was reported to be of old age. While it is actually found that orcas in the wild, if they're a male, they last, or their living is 30 to 50 years, and for a female, they are 50 to 60 years. And seeing animals living in such a hostile and small and inadequate living situation causes a lot of trauma, not only trauma for the animal, but it also causes a lot of trauma for the people that watch it, even though they might not know. A lot of these issues that come with captivity, in addition to their wild nature, cause orcas to be very harmful to their trainers as well. Scientists have actually discovered that orcas have a profound instinct for vengeance. And while SeaWorld's corporation knows that, they continue to allow their amateur trainers and even their well-trained trainers to swim with these animals that are 50 times their size and have behavioral issues in the water, and there's no way to fully know how they will interact with humans. The most prominent case of aggression and trauma and stress of an animal onto a trainer is Dawn Branshaw. She was a trainer at SeaWorld Orlando, and one of the most prominent orcas there was named Tilikum. He was 35 years old, and he was very dominant, but he was also very alienated from the rest of the orcas in the group. He was doing a Dine with Shamu act during a Shamu showcase whenever he actually grabbed Dawn by the foot and dragged her under and did not release her. And he ended up killing her. And while that was the most reported case, 3 other people were actually killed by Tilikum in that same year, and they just weren't really reported on. And a lot of this could be said because of his nature, but really he was very alienated and had to be placed into a different pool than the other orcas, where he was just swimming alone in solidarity. And because he was in solidarity, the trainers actually worked with him more, and he was overworked and he was hungry, and so he placed that aggression onto Don Bradshaw. There's a lot of other cases of whales and orcas placing their aggression onto their trainers that just ended up with happier endings, where they were able to get out of the water with just broken arms and broken legs. And while trainers being harmed is awful, what's more awful is the health issues caused by animals being in captivity. The normalization of animal captivity and animal abuse leads to the animals inflicting pain onto themselves and developing deformities and stress marks. The extreme amount of illnesses amounting to these deformities is astronomical. Animals in captivity had disabilities, birth defects, and bone fractures, and for animals that didn't have, some animals didn't have visual marks, they had hidden changes of bone density and shape. And also, one of the biggest things are what's called rakes, which are signs of aggression and teeth marks on the whales from each other. And it's because of one is dominant, and another common theory is just because they're frustrated and they're bored with their situation. And this can cause a lot of death among the animals. But all of this can be solved if SeaWorld would just not hold their animals in captivity. If they weren't in these situations, they wouldn't act like that. In conclusion, due to the ongoing issues with animal stress, harming of the trainers, and health problems in animal SeaWorld captivity is it's known to be wrong. Firstly, animal captivity causes stress due to starvation and overworking the animals. Secondly, the animals' stress ends up causing them to put their aggravation onto their trainers. And thirdly, the orcas' health is declining because of them being in captivity. Remember, although these animals are mesmerizing and amazing to watch, they're not made for your entertainment, and they should be kept in the wild. Thank you.